year from now on, so we can have that data as a baseline this year to see how many kids have moved, where are they, where their progress, what is their progress from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. And hopefully by establishing this year with the baseline data, we could see what the other years show.
Any other questions?
Ideally, I mean, I know your proposal is a little bit different, but do you foresee K through 6 or K through 5? Because it seems like a lot of the curriculum separates it out, K to 5, 6 to 8. So in your dream world, I guess, would it be K through 5 at A. Hubert, or still or going K through 6? But still realizing you're eliminating one of those transitions, not going by doing K through 6 through 8 rather than a 5, 6.
For us right now, we, as a staff, we decided that for our kids and for parents and ourselves, it is best for K through 6 right now currently. And we know, like you said, the curriculum is aligned, you know, up to 5th grade, K-5, and then 6th grade. But what we look at as our plan to do is have that 6th grade maybe start compartmentalizing and having kids get used to the idea of going to different classrooms with a different teacher and slowly get them to, you know, when they get to middle school, prepare them for that transition, so to speak.
In some ways, it seems that moving from one teacher to another teacher the next year, even though you stay in the same school, is sort of a mini transition. And I think the impact of the looping is maybe, as you're talking about, a little greater than we realize.
It could be. I think the other thing that with the transition within the school, there are the things that are the same. You know, the teachers, the expectations, parents, students. So the students, even though they're transitioning to another teacher, may still have the comforts of everything else.
Martha, you explained in your slides what looping would look like next year when you were K through 5. What would looping look like when you moved on to K6 the following year?
It would look the same, and we would have 6th grade as a standalone.
So 6th grade would not be looping.
Correct. It would still say K first, 2, 3, and 4 to 5th.
On the 5th grade, how would those students be selected? You say 35 from Charleston and 11 from Vernon.
Those are
Boundaries?
kids. Those are kids that are already in our school.
They're already there?
Yes, yes.
And who knows what that will look like the following year. It could be reverse of that. So,
And that was just something I was going to sort of point out. I think, you know, watching over the years and my own kids going through Jenny Barker and how much we enjoyed and sort of observed as parents that lack of one transition. We kind of like going to that country school for that very reason. You know, I'm a big proponent to, and I think they nailed it right on the head, all of the reasons why it's a good idea. It certainly brings up, and from a standpoint of opportunity, you've got facilities there that allow this kind of thinking. It does bring up that question of what are we going to do with the other 5th and 6th graders, with the other schools, and the whole facilities challenge that we have. But that's going to be in the discussion. You know, I think you've got to take your opportunities to be successful, even if it's school by school, as opposed to system-wide. But it does bring those, if we're going to have rigorous limits on parents being able to move from one school to another, then we've certainly restricted their opportunities to take advantages of the wonderful things that have been outlined here by virtue of our physical restrictions. And so that's going to have to be in our process of consideration.
You know what, like I said before, was that moving is research-based and it's working. And it was rewarding to see that, yes, that's something that we're doing. That was great. And when we heard about the less transitioning and us having the opportunity, the space to do that, you know, we want to see if it really, if we can even help our students more by doing that.
I just wondered if we were gonna get some data on staffing, the costs associated with this.
We can put some of that together, but the cost to run this pilot would be phenomenal. We can put that together. And looking at this bigger in the district, the district has the facilities to go K-5 or K-6. Now, if you go K-5 district-wide, that was down the way, and I see this several years down the way before the decision will be made district-wide based upon the data collected of what's best for our kids in our district. But we do have the facilities that we just take a little more retrofitting if you go K-5 because because we would be adding a third middle school and we do not have the gym capacity and that sort of thing. As far as converting the intermediate schools to elementaries, you would have to do some retrofitting with some bathrooms and probably with some kindergarten rooms, like we have to retrofit a Hubert to make it an elementary school. But you've got the infrastructure to do either in the school district. But we can put together, if there's any cost to this, Dr. Carl will be looking at it from a staffing perspective. But we will be taking some kids from the two intermediate schools to make this happen. So those fifth graders, instead of going to the intermediate school, stay in their schools. So there'll probably be a little less staffing at those intermediate schools to accommodate this, therefore making the cost.
So you're anticipating more transferring rather than,
I'm sorry.
you would be transferring staff around or
Yes,
more?
I would guess,
or through attrition, if we had an opening at one, we could fill it at a different spot.
I would guess it would probably be through attrition because we always hire teachers at the intermediate schools every year. I would guess it would be through attrition. Or a choice to transfer. We may have some teachers at the intermediate school who would like to be a part of this. But you do have two things in play here. The board approves this pilot. You've got the looping, which is certainly research-based, and you've got the elimination of a transition for the kids in A. Hubert. And it is going to be a challenge as we collect data to determine the cause and the effect. In other words, if we're seeing an increase in academic achievement, is it due to the looping, or is it due to the reduction of a transition, or a combination of both?
Any other questions?
Is it possible to compare it to any sort of data from the other schools to sort of see which impact there is, or are the demographics just too different to draw a good comparison?
The two rural schools are becoming more like, in diversity, more like the schools in town, but there's still, I just still think there's a significant difference between the two rural schools in diversity and A. Hubert and schools in town.
Yeah, you look at, we have 87% DLL, and I think what Connell has maybe 20-some percent.
It's less than 30% right now.
And your low SDS is considerably higher at A. Hubert than it is at either Blacknell or Park.
On the lighter note, if you two just missed fifth and sixth grade, right?
That is exactly right.
I loved it.
I think we're a good team in being able to bring this to fruition because we both have that experience with fifth and sixth grade, and I adore them. I think she probably feels the same.
You know, like when I see students like this, you know, at fourth grade level, you know, if they get any younger, presenting to a group of strangers is intimidating. But to see their willingness to do that, I mean, I had a little boy that wrote a paper proposing for him to come and present to you. opportunities that I want to provide for these kids.
And I don't think he said his last line. His last line was going to be, this is a serious school, and Mrs. Darter is a serious woman.
And we won't go into how he knows I'm a serious woman. But I do see a lot of benefits. So thank you for considering it.
Well, thank you, Martha, thank you to your staff, appreciate y'all coming in and providing us with this information and giving us something to think about.
It's exciting.
Board, open discussion, I'd like to thank Jean for agreeing to go to Topeka for the legislative conference hosted by the Kansas Association of School Boards later this week. Particularly with the fact that our governor is going to speak this time, so it'll be interesting to hear his thoughts. Any other comments?
That's Thursday and Friday.
Good. The next board meeting will take place Monday, February 3rd at 6 o'clock here in the board meeting room. With that, we need to go into executive session.
Do we come back in between or can we go motion for both?
We need to separate them before we do them together.
Let's go in for 20 minutes for negotiations and then come back out and do 30.
Mr. President, I move that we go into executive session for 20 minutes for employer-employee negotiations because of this matter we're discussing in open session that might jeopardize resolution of the negotiation issues, which would place us back here at 7.
Second? Second.
Change in location for the executive session. Normally we